Alright, I tried to get service and I couldn't because I can't pay the copy fee. So, we're going to call them real fast.
Good afternoon, 96 District Clerk's Office. Tanya, may I help you?
Yes, I tried to get a citation issued today, and apparently my affidavit of inability to pay costs doesn't cover the copy fees, so I can't get a citation. So I'm wondering how I actually proceed with anything.
May I ask who I'm speaking to?
Joshua Knight.
Okay. What's the cause number?
096 323 23621.
Okay, so your pauper's affidavit only covers your court filing fees.
Okay, but see, the problem is I'm literally poor enough that I cannot afford a single page copy from you. I put in an emergency injunction to just try to get my car back because they had errors in paperwork and wouldn't correct it. And y'all won't do an emergency injunction unless I serve them. They refused to fill out the waiver of citation. They refused to just file an answer. And I can't serve them any other way. And I've been waiting since December, 20th, January 2nd, no, January 28th, and there's literally nothing else I can do. I'm going to lose everything because I can't get my car back, because I can't get into court, because y'all won't serve them, because I can't afford 50 cents. So I can't access the court system at all because I can't afford 50 cents. I have a family member who has medical stuff, and she's supposed to be getting up to medical stuff, but I have no car. I lost my job because of it. I literally cannot do anything. I will just sit here until I lose the house, and that'll sit there forever, and I will just constantly reopen it every time it dismisses due to inactivity.
Okay, sir, just, listen, I process the papers for the court, and so the procedures and stuff that are out there, I just follow. I'm sitting here trying to find where your citation request is.
I just sent one in last night, and I asked for them to make copies and send them on to the district, and also just make the digital version and send them to me so I can forward them otherwise.
Yeah, but what papers are you trying to get served as well?
The whole lawsuit. They've never been served. Y'all won't recognize that they are well aware of the lawsuit unless I have them legally served.
What documents are you trying to get served, and who are you trying to serve?
Euless B&B Wrecker service.
I saw who you were trying to serve, but we don't know what documents that you're trying to serve.
The entire lawsuit, they haven't been served. That has been sitting there that long without being served. The entire lawsuit has to be served, otherwise I'm not being allowed access to court. It's that simple. They haven't been served a copy of the lawsuit. After all this time, I still cannot get it to them. And I still don't have a car because of this.
Okay. Obviously your complaint is not with me. I don't set the rules here. I even had, I think, a manager return it to you today, and she said I wouldn't verify that you had to still pay for these copies. But I'm still sitting here thinking of how many of these documents you need to send to them.
Just the original lawsuit, because y'all have already e-served everything else on them. But they haven't been served with the lawsuit, so y'all won't actually move everything forward, even though they're well aware of the lawsuit. They verified that they have a copy of it, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, we don't e-serve anybody. If you put it through eFile Texas and included their email, then it was done per your request. It was not something that the district clerk did.
Yeah, so they have the rest of it. But I need the actual lawsuit. They still aren't served with the lawsuit. Yes, they haven't had a citation of the lawsuit whatsoever.
Okay. And unfortunately, the copies have to be paid for before I can have that sent to the citation department for them to issue a citation.
Okay, and they've already served my discoveries on them and stuff, so they get to work outside the court calendar, but that's fine. I'll just do a writ of mandamus to the Supreme Court because I have no other options.
Well, your other option is I think the person who returned your filing today, there's a number on it.
That's the number I just called.
Did she put my number on there? I don't think so.
I copied it and hit call. Like, I didn't type it in or anything, so yeah.
Okay. Well, do whatever you have to do because I took it to a manager to see what we could do, and that's they say the pauper's affidavit does not cover copy fees.
Okay, can I get a digital one to try to send on to the people then?
You could request it just to be emailed, a citation to be emailed back to you.
Yeah.
You could do that.
That was in that request also?
No, that was the second part of your request.
Oh, y'all can't just fulfill the second part and not the first part?
No, it has to be really clear here. We're under just certain rules that we have to follow everything precisely. So it looked like to me you were asking for two different things. One was you were asking for a constable to serve your citation.
Well, I can't serve it on my own. I got to figure out how to get it to somebody. Can y'all just send a digital version to the constable? I mean, somebody actually has to do this. Otherwise, I'm being denied access to courts. It's that simple. And
Okay.
you can't deny me access to courts based on poverty.
You would have to have the copies attached to the original petition, to the citation, for us to send to the constable. Now, we're going to give you a free citation and free constable service. All you have to do is pay for those 3 pages for the original petition.
I literally can't afford it. I haven't been able to afford it in 3 months.
I can send you to, if you can be put on hold for a minute, I can send you to a manager. All I can do. I have no control over this.
Okay. Bullshit is what that is. Like, and there's more things for the Supreme Court to know that, like, I can't even get a job to actually earn any income. And, like, I have the case with my old bank. They have my new stimulus check. $1,400, and they reopened the account to catch it, saying, like, okay, we'll help you get it because we sent the last one back and it took you a month. It won't be back until the 26th. So now that'll be basically 4 months of me sitting here when I was already 3 months in foreclosure notices, and I can't do anything because I can't come up with 50 cents. And if I do, it's just going to be eaten by my bank account, so I won't be able to send it to them digitally. It's a denial of access to courts if you have no way to pay 50 cents for a copy. I can't do anything because of this kind of shit. And then they're going to serve all my discoveries on them and stuff like that. Just fine. They have no problem doing that. Which means the entire thing is broken. And, like, I'm entitled to relief due to a technical error because they served my discoveries and not a service on them and just let them sit around. But I can't get as much as 50 cents out of them for a piece of paper so I can get my car back. They won't even do an emergency injunction. I don't see anywhere in the rules of civil procedure where it says for an emergency injunction so that I can actually get to work and pay these kind of things that I have to have them served first, because all I asked for was my car to be released until we could actually determine the value, because they wouldn't return telling me how much it was to pick it up on that day. They wouldn't correct the error of a day that's clearly on the paperwork. They won't provide me with a copy of the second notice to even show that they can charge after the 10th day. And they won't let me know anything about coming to pick up my property. But somehow, I'm sure they're going to wiggle out of it at the end, whenever they're finally served, after they've had all this time to make documents, change them, whatever. And so I guess I just need to put in another writ of mandamus on this, and we'll just keep having to go to the Supreme Court again and again about how I can't even earn 50 cents.
holding. I'm going to switch you to Margot.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
Hello?
Good afternoon. May I help you?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I even get a citation served on someone when I can't afford the copies.
Okay. Okay, so I apologize, but copies are not covered under the poppers.
So how does a person access courts once their car is taken, you refuse to do an emergency injunction without them being served, and they can't afford the copies to get them served because they lost their job when their car was taken?
Let's see something. Okay, so it looks like the petition is 3 pages at 50 cents.
Yeah, I'm down to
copy.
negative $300 now because I have not got any income since I lost my car and lost my job as a result and couldn't afford it then. Like after 2020, I'm in catastrophic financial failure and I have no way of making any money. And any money I get, I'm not going to be able to just send to you digitally. I don't have any support or help from anybody, so this is it. Like, you either have to do it for free or I'm not being accessed to courts, and I'm just going to file a writ of mandamus and talk about how I need relief because y'all have served, or the e-file Texas, the judicial branch has served all my discoveries on them and everything. They're well aware of the lawsuit and they're just waiting proper service. I have sent copies of the petition and everything to like the police officers over there and everything. I'm about to ask for a digital copy and I'll just send digital copies to them and ask them to do it again, but that's it. Like, I can't access the courts any other way unless y'all print off the copies and actually start the process for me because you won't even do an emergency injunction unless they're served. Which I can't find that anywhere in any rules of civil procedures or anything. Like, I'm pretty sure I can get an emergency injunction as soon as the lawsuit's filed if there's cause for an emergency injunction. And I'm going to lose everything over $1.50 that I can't afford.
Okay. The only other option that we have, you can send an email to theclerk@tarrantcounty.com and request that in writing. Provide him with the case number and go from there.
So just another digital one and then pass it around to everybody and hope somebody prints it off for me and actually delivers it?
That's the only thing that we have, sir.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm in the process of typing that up right now already.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye. So yeah, that's it. Like, you can't access the courts unless you have a minimum amount of money to even like do a service. I have 2 roommates I can't provide service on because I don't even know where they are and I can't afford it. And they cost me thousands of dollars, stole my car. One of them contributed to the loss of the car by using all my gas that I had in the spare tank. I can't get that in. I've got stuff on TDCJ that I can't do any of the stuff on because it's just sitting there. And I'm going to have to send this stuff in also to the Supreme Court just so that they can see that they will not serve them. I have sent copies of the petition to the people. I have asked and begged for something, and they're just going to sit and wait proper service knowing that I can't afford it. And I'm going to lose complete and total access to courts. I'm going to lose every ability for appeal. I already can't get a fair trial on any of this stuff. The courts are probably going to argue something like, oh, they're not responsible for the money that you kept losing. But if I can't get out of a hole once I'm like triggered into catastrophic financial failure, like from them taking my car and putting the 25th on there so that it had more days and not sending me a second notice, which the first notice didn't show up until January 15th, then what does the person even actually do? And like, nobody cares. Nobody seems to actually have any concern that you can't access the court system this way. They think it's fine. One of them even quoted some 10th Court of Appeals thing saying it was okay, but it's just not okay. It's a complete lack of access to courts unless you pay for those copies. Now, I definitely understand they don't want to pay for everybody's copies, but in our digital world, they should be able to just forward those to somebody whenever you really can show after 3 months of not being able to generate enough income to get those copies, that's it. And I'm going to go ahead and upload this rather than just drag it on even longer. Thanks, everybody. This is my theme song. I know it's not long, but it is my theme song.